Hello children, welcome to online class. I hope you are safe and good. Children, now let us learn English grammar, phrasal verb. Okay, so before I start with this section, let me tell you a motivational quote. So let us start with the motivation quote. Push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. Let me repeat once again. Push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. Okay children, so nice quote, is it? Okay, so now let us learn what is phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is a verb that has a main verb together with an adverb or a preposition or both to create a completely new meaning. Okay children, before I start with this phrasal verb, let me put a question. What is phrase? Okay, so what is phrase? Then what is main verb? What is adverb? What is preposition? If you come to know all those things, it will be easy for you to answer this question itself. What is phrasal verb? Okay, so let me tell you, let me answer it. What is phrase? Children, phrase is the group of words. Okay, what is phrase? Phrase is the group of words. Group of words is called as the phrase. Over. Your second question. What is verb? Verb or all the action words are said to be verb. Actually children, verb are the main source in the sentence. So verb only will tell you what is the sentence is about and at what time it is going to happen. That is, the main tense of the sentence can be known only with the help of the verb. Okay, so next is adverb. What is adverb children? Adverb, it gives or it describes or it modifies more about a verb. Okay, it gives more explanation or it describes or it modifies more about a verb. That is called adverb. Is it? So you all know what is adverb, is it? Okay, next, what is preposition? Preposition is a word. It is placed before with a noun or a pronoun to show the relationship of noun or pronoun to something else. That is called as the preposition. Okay, so here, now what is phrasal verb? We have come to know what is phrase. Phrase is the group of words. We have come to know what is verb. All the action words are said to be verb. And we have come to know what is adverb. Adverb describes the verb. What is preposition? Preposition is the connection between. It is placed before the noun or pronoun to show the relationship, connection between the noun or pronoun to something else. That is called the preposition. Okay. Now what is phrasal verb? Phrasal verb, it is a group of words which has the main verb. That group of words will be the main verb. Main verb means what? That is what? For example, run, swim, jump, listen, learn, read, then write, swim, like. So this is all the verb. That group of words. So phrasal verb, phrase is the group of words. No, in the phrasal verb, we will have the group of words. That group of words will be verb. Okay. So along with the verb, along with the main verb, we will be having adverb or preposition or sometime both. That is what? Can you see in the column A? See here. Okay, that is all the phrasal verb. Yes? Understood now? So I hope I have cleared your doubt. What is phrasal verb? Actually children, phrase is the group of words. Phrasal verb, it is also a group of words. That group of words will be the verbs. Along with the verbs, we will be having adverb or preposition or something sometimes both. Okay children? Yes? You have understood? Okay. So that when the verb along with the adverb or when the main verb along with the preposition or main verb with both adverb and preposition, if it gets connected, it will give you a new meaning. That will give you a new meaning. Okay, so if it is get separated, no, like compound word, separately it will give you some other meaning. When it get connected together, it will give you a something new meaning. That is what is the compound word, is it? For example, toothpick. Tooth is different, pick is different. Together it will give you a toothpick. In the same way, phrasal verb, if the two words get disconnected, it will give you another meaning. When it is connected, it will give you a new meaning. That is what is the phrasal verb. Okay children? Yes, I hope you have understood what I am about to say you. Okay, so let me repeat once again. Phrasal verb is a verb that has a main verb. Okay, that group of words, no, it will has a main verb. Along with the main verb, together we'll have adverb or a preposition or both. And it will create a completely new meaning. That will give you a completely new meaning. Okay, now given below in column A are some phrasal verbs taken from the text. Find the meanings by using a dictionary and complete column B. So this will be the homework for you. You can do it either in your textbook or in your homework. Okay children, so let me answer for first 5. Remaining 5 you will be finding it using dictionary. Yes children? Okay, shall I tell you what is the first meaning of it? Found of. Meaning of found of is having a strong liking for it. Okay, I am fond of chocolate, I am fond of ice creams. So having a strong liking for. Okay, next, hidden away. Hidden away, meaning of it is to conceal or to cover. Okay, then to cover something, that is what is the hidden away. Okay, next, lock up. Lock up in the sense shut down or secure someone or something by looking inside to prevent escaping. That is what is the lock up. There is a difference between the lock up and lockdown, is it? Okay, next, laughed at. Say unkind things about someone. Laughed at, to say unkind things about someone. So remaining 5th, 6th, 7, 8 and 9 you will be 9 and 10 you will be doing it as the homework children. Using dictionary you can find this meaning. Okay children, I hope you have understood what is phrasal verb. So phrasal verb, it's both there in 8 and 9. So please in the 10th standard also you will be getting this phrasal verb. So I hope you have understood what is this phrasal verb. Phrase is a group of words. Phrasal verb, it is a group of words. That group of words will be the main verbs will be having adverb, preposition and both. That is what is the phrasal verb. Okay children, so next let us learn what is auxiliary verb. Okay, so we have learnt main verb, no? Main verb means what? All the action words are called as the main verb. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. Why it is called as helping verb? Because it helps the main verb. Okay, it helps the main verb. I'll tell you, wait, see. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs, which are used with main verb to express the form of tense. Let me repeat this once again. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs, which are used with the main verbs to express the form of tense. That is called as the auxiliary verbs. Okay, then some more explanation I can give you about the main verbs and the auxiliary verbs. Actually children, main verb stand alone to express its meaning. It can stand alone to express its meaning. For example, see, sun shines. Sun, it is the, you all know it's a noun. Okay, shines, it's a verb. Bus stops. Stops is the verb. It gives you a complete meaning. It is giving you a meaning. It is expressing the meaning. That is the main verb. But auxiliary verb, which is also called as the helping verb, they are need of or require of the main verbs. So what is that auxiliary verbs? We'll see. That is what all the types and what all the auxiliary verbs we'll see now. Okay children? Yes. Actually the auxiliary verbs are divided into two: primary auxiliary and modals. Okay, what is this primary auxiliary? You might have learned in the primary section all these B form verbs. What are the B form verbs children? Am, is, are, was, were. These are all the B form verbs. It will tell you the tense. Is, am, is, are and all, it's present tense. Was, were and all, it's a past tense. We will be using in past tense. Is it? Okay, so here B form verbs are am, is, are, was and were. Do verbs, do, does, did. Have verbs, has, have, had. So actually along with this only you will be able, there is along with this main verbs will get connected and it will give you the complete meaning. For then only you will be able to understand the tense also. Is it or not? Okay, let me give you some example for this be verbs, do verbs and have verbs. Okay, I am teaching. At present I am teaching. So am teaching. I am, and it's separated, will not give you a meaning. So am is getting connected with the teaching. Okay. Is, he is a boy or she is a girl. I was teaching. Then they are playing. They were playing. So this are, where and all, it's getting connected with the main verb. Okay children, that is all the be verbs. Okay, examples for do verbs. Do, I do a good job. Okay, I did a good job. For does, he does homework on time. Yeah. Now let us discuss the example of have verbs. Have verbs or has, have, had. He has joined the meeting. Next, I have joined the meeting. He had joined the meeting. Okay children, so I hope you have understood. See here, have, has and had, they are getting connected with the main words to give you a complete meaning. Okay, yes. So now let us learn what is modals. Modals are can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must. And semi-modals are need, dare, used to, ought to. Okay children, so if we see the examples, you will be coming to know what is modals. Actually these modals are the helping words, and they are in need of or require of main verb for their existence. Okay, these are all the auxiliary verbs. So which is divided into two types, primary, auxiliary, and modals. So let us see what all the modals we have, and let us discuss. We have seen what all the modals we have, and let us discuss the examples now. Yes, modals. First one is must. So must, it's expressing it's always express the strong obligation or logical conclusion or certainty. See, if you see the examples, you will understand. Okay, must always express the strong obligation, logical conclusion or certainty. You must stop when the traffic lights turn red. It's a strong rule, is it? So we are supposed to stop. It must be done. You must stop when the traffic lights turn red. He must be very tired. In the conclusion, he must be very tired. So since he has worked for a long time, he must be very tired. Logical conclusion. So next, let us see the modal. Must not. It expresses the prohibition. Which should not be done? Prohibition. So you must not smoke in the hospitals. It is correct only? No. So you are not supposed to do that. It expresses the strong obligation here. So you must not smoke in the hospital. Next, let us discuss the next modal. Can. So can express the ability, permission or possibility. Yes children, so it will express our ability. It can be used in the term for the permission, to get permission, and for our possibility also. See, for the ability, I can swim. That is our ability. To get permission, can I use your phone please? Can I use your mobile phone please? Can I come inside? Next, possibility. Smoking can cause cancer. There is a possibility. So in these places, to express the ability, to express our permission, to express the possibility, we will be using can. Okay children? Yes. Next is the could. Ability, express the ability in the past, polite permission, possibility. Okay, it expresses the ability in the past, polite permission, possibility. Children, see, they have given with the pictures. It's very easy for us when we use the English language to speak. It will be easy for us. Okay, so to express the ability in the past, polite permission or possibility, will be using could. When I was young, I could run fast. So it's ability in the past, is it? So when he was young, when the old man was young, he could run fast. Then polite permission. Excuse me, could I just say something? So getting permission. Could I just say something? Next, for the possibility. It could rain tomorrow. So it's a chance for it. Possibility. It could rain tomorrow. Okay children, so now let us discuss the next modal, may. We will be using mostly must, may, can and could. So let us see what all the things we are using may. So may expresses permission. In the same way, for the can, may will be using it. May I come in? Can I come in? Okay, so may express the permission, possibility or probability. Okay, so permission. May I come in? Next, for possibility. Where are my keys? They may be in the cars. So for the question, there is a chance for it. It may be in your car. Where are my keys? If I ask, they may be in the car. Okay, so it's for the possibility or probability. Okay, children. So next, let us discuss the might. Expressing might. Polite permission, possibility or probability. Okay, for the polite permission, we will be using might. Yes. Might I suggest an idea? Okay, it's a polite, for the polite permission, no, we can use this might also. Yes, might I suggest an idea? I might go on holiday to Australia next year. It's a possibility. I might go on holiday to Australia next year. So might will express the polite permission or possibility. Yes, children. Next, let us discuss the need not, for where we are using the need not. Expressing lack of necessity, absence of obligation. I need not buy tomatoes. There are plenty of tomatoes in the fridge. Okay, so it's a lack of necessity. We don't want it because I need not buy tomatoes because there are plenty of tomatoes in the fridge. In those cases, we'll be using need not. Then should, ought to. 50% obligation, advice, logical conclusion. Yes. So we'll see the example. I should, otherwise I ought to see a doctor. I have a terrible headache. Either I can use I should see a doctor, otherwise I ought to see a doctor. I have a terrible headache. You should revise your lesson. Otherwise, there is 50%. Either we can command the child. You should. Otherwise, with the request, with the polite request. Okay, so I should see a doctor, otherwise I ought to see a doctor. You should revise your lesson, otherwise you ought to revise your lessons. You should be tired. You should be very tired. You ought to be very tired. He has been working all day long. Okay, that was 50% obligation. Okay, children. Yes, see here, they are given you what are the uses of auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are used in or to. So auxiliary verbs are used to frame the questions. Okay, so yes, you have seen it. May I come in? It's a question mark. Can I do this work? It is a question mark. So it is used to frame the question. Auxiliary verbs. It is a short answer also. Then it is used to form question tag. And auxiliary verbs are used in the active voice and passive voice. Then in the direct and indirect speech, in negatives, and it indicate the tense, which is very important, and it will tell you the tense. Quickly we'll revise what is auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are also known as the helping verb. They give more meaning to the main verb. They cannot stand alone, which means they are need of or require of main verb for their existence. So this auxiliary verb are divided into two types, primary auxiliary and modals, and we have come to know what is primary auxiliaries. All the be form verbs, do verbs, have verbs are called as the primary auxiliary verbs, and modals we have can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, and semi-modals we have need, dare, used to, ought to, and we have seen the examples. Children, I hope you have understood what all the auxiliary verbs we have. Yes, you will be completing your book exercise by yourself. Anyhow, I'll send the PDF. You can check your answer in that. Okay, children, take care. Meet you again. Thank you, children.